All right, so remember, you should be tracking each lesson as you go along so you can follow along what we're learning. And I've given you this document a few times to follow along the different forms of evolution that we're studying. So it seems like we have a reasonable mechanism for why such behavioral differences would give a competitive advantage in the University of California, San Diego environment with the court hormones. And now that we have a mechanism for how boldness can be inherited and why boldness levels might grant a competitive advantage in different environments, we should check to see if this fits with our natural selection model to see if we can use it to explain why the UCSD Juncos are now bolder than their mountain cousins. Basically, we should see if we can update this model and see if it will help us explain what we're trying to figure out with why the Juncos are bolder. So if you look, I updated this with red parts that we have learned now. And this is what you should be doing and adding. We've added this part about sexual reproduction from lesson 18. And then we've supported this theory with lesson 19 and lesson 20, behavioral traits and physiological traits. And then something changed or changes in the environment that the population was in or that it went into. We saw that in lesson 15 when we first learned about the birds going to the different environments. And then in lesson 19 and lesson 20, we learned about how the environmental change put selection pressure on the population so that some trait variations had or have a competitive advantage or increased odds for surviving or reproducing over time. And then also in lesson 20, last lesson, we learned that there are available resources. When there are, those that survived will reproduce, producing more individuals with those traits. All right, so we kind of learned about that, and so we're keeping track of where each lesson fits into our model and adding to it.